Yes, sir. We are back on air with it. Good morning, good people.
Good morning. Put the song a little bit. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, October 24th, 2020. We are less than 2 weeks away from the election. I already casted my ballot, so that's good. Mine's already been counted, so my vote has it's going to count towards something, hopefully.
Yeah. Whatever you believe in, correct?
Yeah. Okay, so yesterday, Scoop brought up a good point about something that we used to do when we was in school. And
a manly thing, huh?
Yeah. I mean, so when we were in school, like, you know, we would say certain things, and you know, if you didn't say, you know, no homo, it was like, oh, so I mean, you must go that way, or you must be in the closet.
Towards what though? Like no homo towards what? Like, be more descriptive when you say this.
It'd be simple things like, pull out that charger for me. What you mean pull out?
So you hear the words pull out.
Bro, it's ridiculous, bro. Like, man, when I tell you that, like, people still do it to this day. It's probably
grown men.
Yeah, grown men. They do it worse than we did back then. I'm trying to tell you.
Why y'all think we did it as kids?
As kids, like I said in the last one, like, we didn't really care about anything. It was whatever was funny. And when we did it, it was like nobody wanted to be. Back then, nobody really wanted to be gay. Nobody wanted to even be referred to being gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, back then, you know what I'm saying, we wasn't as progressive as we are now.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of us was really ignorant to the fact. So we were trying to do certain stuff that we just normally do because we us.
It was the norm.
People say we get, now we changing our own stuff. We can't even really be ourselves because somebody gonna say we gay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which, looking back at it, is like, bro, you know what you not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, you don't have to prove that with no one at that point. Yeah. Like, why you gotta sit there and clarify, you know, for someone after a comment you made, you know, if that's not the way you intended for it to be.
Yeah.
Oh, well, why are you taking it like that? You know, that's your mind. You like your thoughts that you create, you know, not me per se. I create, you know, different thoughts. My thoughts were more genuine and more like, you know, directed toward whatever I was talking about. And yours, you were able to flip it and do some weird, you know, things that your brain comes up with. But everybody's brain come up with something different, you know, most of the time. And, you know, when someone say one topic or whatever, your brain could pull something different. Mine's going to pull something different. Yours going to pull something different, you know. So that's how, you know, the mental process work. But still, like, for us, like, we was in the community, let's say, you know, where that stuff was seen as, like, inferior if you were, you know, homosexual. Because, it's just been that, you know, the majority of males speak on themselves as, you know, being, you know, manly and not doing, macho and not feminine.
Yeah, and not even getting in touch to your emotional side. That back in the day used to like people will think you were gay, and that's the problem with men. Period.
Yeah,
like,
you always gotta assume with someone.
You can't even have your emotions out. You gotta bring it in just because that's not macho. That's not the manly thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. And the other side of the no homo thing is that's highly offensive. To the LGBTQ, I told that I'm sorry, but to the gay community, that is really offensive. I had a nice conversation with one of my co-workers. Her name is Ramona. Shout out to Ramona. I told her I was going to be talking about this. You know, she identified herself as a female. That's cool. One day I was just talking and just happened to say something that somebody would say no homo to, but being the reflex of being around, you know, dudes
in our community,
I just said it, and I really didn't need to say it at all. It was females, and she was there, and you know, it was all, you know, there was no dudes there, so I didn't have no reason to say it. And then she was like, "Why you say that?" And I was like, it was a reflex. I'm like, I really don't even like saying it. It's just such a reflex because people, like, dudes be on it. They be on it. It be crazy.
It's just like trauma at this point. So because that's what, you know, your body was taught to be prepared for.
Yeah, and we had had this long conversation, and she was basically just breaking it down. Was like, I know it's a reflex. Like when you first met me, I identify myself as a male. So sometimes it would be a reflex to call me, hey, he over there, or what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But even though we, most gays know that's you don't really mean it, that doesn't mean it doesn't still hurt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I looked at it, I was like, dang. And I was like, man, we gotta get rid of that, because what happened if a white dude, he said, I don't got no job right now, no black dude. We will be highly offended by that, and he would get whooped. Because what, you referring to us because you don't got no job because we don't usually have jobs? That's what you referring to? And that's how they feel when we say stuff like that, or that's gay, or pause. That's exactly how they feel. And they just got to eat that, and they get it every day. Right. They going to the store just hearing some people having a conversation, and they hear that, and they got to eat that. Imagine if we heard that, and it's referring to us as a black male, or black people, period. We will be highly offended, and just imagine you having to eat that and just keep it moving.
Yeah.
And that's what they go through all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, that goes back to like just learning and like growing and like maturing, because I mean, in school, like we said it all the time. All the time. And now, I mean, I don't remember the last time I said it.
Me neither. I really,
to be honest, I mean, I stopped saying it like years ago, just because, like you said, I mean, I know, I'm not that way, and I know a lot of people who are homosexual, and I don't have nothing against them. Be who you want to be. That's fine.
Yeah. I got friends that you know what I'm saying?
I mean, they're good people.
Yeah. They're people. They're people.
Yeah. So
that's the thing. They're people. Like, stop looking at them like that. You know what I'm saying? And what really makes me mad is our people look at them like that, and the struggles that we go through as a people. Why are we looking down on them? You know what I'm saying?
I can give my opinion on that. I believe it's basically people hate, people for something they see about them that they wish they could have. Mm-hmm. So I say someone who is, promoting a different type of lifestyle, like, being homosexual, pansexual, or whatever you want to call yourself, whatever you identify as. Mm-hmm. That bravery right there intimidates a lot of people, because they wasn't, brave enough to stand up for what they believe in. Yeah. So for you to go against that norm, that's why kind of, people want to, attack that character, because they kind of already know they outnumber that. Mm-hmm. So they like, we got something to bounce back off of. I got people defending me to help me feel confident in attacking this person. Where, one, you shouldn't be that insecure in yourself, to want to assassinate someone's character like that. That's their life. Let them live their life. They're not bothering you. Nothing they're doing is really bothering. No matter what you see, if you're raising your child and they show your child something you don't want them to see, you can remove your child from there. You can clarify these answers in the right way for your child, and not let them think, just because you don't want them to be that way. It's like, you can't control your child's life. If they want to do it, you gotta let them do it. At the end of the day, your child's gonna do what they want to do.
Exactly. Even though you want to have grandbabies and all that, that's their life.
Yeah.
That's what they choose, and that's what we all want. It's the right to live how you want to live. And don't be judged for it. Yeah. And that's all they want to do. That's all they want to do. That's all we want to do. Yeah. All we want to do is walk down the street and not get pulled over.
Feel free, not feel intimidated.
And not thinking we
might die
police
today.
come past, not being scared because you don't know what's about to happen. You about to pull over and do something to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's all we want to do. All they want to do is live. All they want to do is live, and they go through all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's really crazy that they go through that just because they want to mess with the same sex, and we go through that because our skin color. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I know when celebrities or entertainers always came out and said, hey, I'm gay. People will always chastise them and like talk down on them like, oh, I didn't know you. I mean, I always always applauded that because
That's
when
courage,
especially when you're in a celebrity, I mean, you get a whole different amount of attention than we do. You know, you're in the spotlight, you're in the limelight, you're on TV, you're on camera. You know, you have a fan base at that too. So when you come out and you're willing and you're open enough to disclose that information to the public, I mean, that's a different kind of courage, in my opinion. You know, and
you let people into your life, like you know, you gotta be ready for whatever. Once you give them, you know, that information on your life, you know, you gotta be brave. You know, that takes courage right there, because you already know what you're gonna get back from that. It's simple.
Yeah, when Lil Nas came out, when he first came out with Old Town Road, he was getting a whole bunch of flack, and I was like, let that boy be who he is, man. Let that boy be who he is. And he pushed through that. He was like, he wanted to be himself. And it was, you know, sometimes as an upcoming artist, that's kind of hard to try to be your full self. But he was his full self, and he's still doing numbers. So, man, shout out to Lil Nas.
That's why he gonna get money. And
Casey, you brought up a good point about, well, you as well, Scoop, about, you know, parents accepting the kids for who they are. You know, at the end of the day, like, your job as a parent is to love and support your child.
Facts, no matter what.
No matter what. You know, even if your child messes up in the public, okay, defend your child in the public, and then behind closed doors, all right, what the hell was you thinking? You know what I'm saying?
Let's have a talk. Like, we need to clarify some things. You know, like, you need to talk about this stuff. Let's talk about it.
A lot of well, especially fathers. A lot of fathers, you know, when it comes to their sons, you know, they always try to, you know, put on this facade. You know, oh, my son not gonna be that way. How do you know that?
How you know?
How do you know?
How do you know that? You don't know that,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Because you're going to scare it out of them? That's the only way? Like,
I mean, because it's not going to happen. And then once they get out on their own, or even before that,
they're going to resent you.
They're going to resent you. And it's going to come out the way it's going to come out. And, I mean, as a parent, like, your job is to continue to love and support your child regardless of
but can you imagine
what they are, who they are.
Like, how it was, like, we was in high school. Our parents, our fathers, back then, how homosexuality was looked, it was way worse. So they got that in their mind. And you know what I'm saying? Like, my dad wouldn't let me sit on Santa's lap. you feel me? He like, bro, what you want to sit on that man's lap for? You know what I'm saying? That's how bad it was, especially with their generation. But when now we can, you know what I'm saying, set that precedent for future generations. Well, it doesn't matter. Cool is cool. If you're a good person, you're a good person. If I don't like you, it's not because you're gay, but it's because you're a bad person and I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't like you. Not because of what you do. I don't like you as a person. You know what I'm saying? Not because any other orientation, your sexual preference, or anything like that. It's because of your person. I don't like you inside. When I look in your eyes, I don't like it. I don't like it. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real.
While we're kind of already, like, on the subject, I just thought of this, and this is another topic that that people kind of go back and forth about. You know, what do y'all think about, you know, fathers kissing their sons?
Yeah, that is a tough one, but I say you should be able to kiss your son, your child.
That's your boy.
Yeah, but I would say at certain ages you gotta allow them to, you know, like if you. Well, that's their form of affection. That's it. That's because it's hard. Because what if your child gets like really used to that form of affection from his father? So that's the only reason. I'm looking at it from a psychological point, but also from like a nurturing point. You know, so I'm like, I know what can be done, and I know it may sometimes it could go left. You know, it could go right too.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. What I say about that. When I think of that is when you see a father kiss their boy on the lips, and it looks weird, but nobody says nothing when your mama do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm I made you too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it might look weird, but that's my boy.
Yeah.
That's my boy. And my dad was one of the most manliest men. I told you what, you know, how my dad was a little bit. He kissed me on my forehead.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. You know yeah, I love you. Yeah,
that's, that's on the forehead. I don't care, but no, you know what I'm saying. Most dudes, they pops or whoever father figure, uncle, granddad, when they was young or whatever, teenager, whatever, they came in. What's up, boy? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's love, though. You know that's love to us, too.
You know what I'm saying? That's love. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So people who look at it two different, they got that inner, you know what I'm saying? What's the word I'm trying to look for? Jesus.
No, that's not the word, though.
It's not the word.
Compassion. That's tomorrow.
Compassion. That empathy, compassion, what was it? Something inside yourself.
They got inner homophobia about themselves.
Okay.
If they feel, if they feel that way, you know what I'm saying? That's just that coming out a little bit. Yeah. So, man, that's my boy. Come here.
Yeah.
You feel me? I kiss my nephew. I mean, not now because he going through, a little teenage angst. You know, he don't want to get touched.
Hey, man, I'm growing up.
But when he was younger, you know what I'm saying, 9, 8, you know what I'm saying, what up, my boy? You know, nah, you my boy. What you talking about?
Nah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that ain't nothing, man. That's your boy.
Yeah, I remember growing up. I really don't remember my father like kissing me at all. You know, I think at most if he did, it was probably on my forehead. And it was probably like when I was real young. But, I mean, you know, either way, whether they do it or not, you know, like with my father, for instance, I mean, I knew he was always there. I knew he loved me. I knew he cared about me. So, you know, for those fathers who do kiss their sons or don't do it, I mean, it's really all about preference and what you prefer.
It's your parenting style.
It's your parenting style, yeah. And I mean, that shouldn't detract, you know, how much, you know, you care about your child and whatnot, whether you know, talking about fathers, whether you kiss your son or not. I mean, I know when I have my own son, I'm gonna kiss him on the forehead up to a certain point.
Yeah.
And then I'll cut it off. But I mean, every parent has their own different style how they want to do things.
That's just what you see. Except that's kind of how I was kind of putting it, but it was like, you know, this. I could kiss them while they're a child, you know. Then when they grow up, and I'm like, all right, now.
Yeah, cause like a lot of our own people, they're like, they was like, nah, my pops ain't never kissed me. Nah, why would he do that? Like, what you mean? That's your pops.
Pops, man.
Yeah, that's your pops. Like, what's wrong with that?
That's the person who created you. You got their DNA, dude. You got his DNA. Come on.
I lost my pops at 13. I wish I still could kiss him right now. So y'all tripping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, come on now. That's pops.
Yeah. I mean, and that's part of that brainwashing that as a community that we
did to each other.
Basically. Yeah, and we're still going through. It's that mindset.
We're trying to correct it, though. That's the point of this discussion right now.
Yeah, we got so much better throughout the years. So much better.
And I mean, a lot of things that weren't really acceptable, like when we were growing up, it's a lot more acceptable now just because I think part of it is, you know, us as a people, like we've like matured and we see things from a different light versus like the baby boomers when they were growing up and whatnot, and we're looking at it, and as we gain experience, we're seeing it as you know that's not so bad after all. You know, like what was the big deal? You know, and
pretty much.
You know, it just takes experience and maturity to realize, you know, certain things after a while isn't really bad after all. You know, I mean, because nowadays, like we were saying, the homosexual community is accepted. You know, I mean,
why not accept people? I mean, everybody should be accepted nowadays. Like, if we all asking for equality nowadays and all these specific things that favor our communities, let other people ask for things too. You know, everybody deserves, you know, respect. So like, shouldn't nobody have to ask for that one? That should be a given.
It's more accepted, but they still go through a lot of stuff, especially the transgender communities. All the horror stories you hear.
Yeah, it's sad.
You know what I'm saying? Just because they told you, they transgender, you want to do something to them. For what? You know what I'm saying? Because you feel self-conscious, you know what I'm saying? Because you fell for a man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not right. That, you know what I'm saying? Just because your homeboy's gonna feel some type of way, no, and you gonna kill that person? Like, they go through that, like, they trying to have just basic relations with people, and they got to worry about if they gonna get killed or not. Like, that's ridiculous.
And that's a different type of stress. That even we have to deal with. Yeah, that's a different.
That turns into a hate crime right there.
Right.
So
yeah.
on top
Absolutely.
of all of that, you got to deal with. On top of all of that, what I was talking about, you have to deal with no homo too. Like, that's too much to be going on with the, you know what I'm saying? And then don't be black and be gay.
Right.
You got to go through the struggles of being black and gay.
Right.
So, like, come on now. We got to release some of that pressure from them. They should not have to be worried about all that stuff. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. You know, I haven't, because they have the parades, all the time, throughout the year and whatnot. I've never personally gone to the parades, in like solidarity, but, I know a lot of people, who have gone. Have y'all personally gone to any of the parades?
I have not. I've been invited, but I was like, I don't know if I will be not accepted, but how to even move in
how to move cordial and like amongst people amongst people that that like you see as people, but you just don't like. I get how you want to interact. You want to interact cautiously. Let's put it like that. Like,
because you don't want to come in there
someone
and you know what I'm saying. You want to come in. You don't want to come in there and offend nobody.
Come with boundaries, basically.
You know what I'm saying. You don't want to come in there like, what's up, y'all? You be like, what you doing all this for? Like, nah, don't do all that. Like, you know what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying. Or you don't want to come in and just be, you know what I'm saying, chill. And they like, well, you look like you don't want to be here. Why you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That was, a little couple years ago. But now I would be way more open to go, especially with people that I feel comfortable with. Yeah. I would be way more comfortable to go just to say that we can walk with them, knowing that I'm a heterosexual male. We can walk with them, have fun with them, and everything is good. Right. You know what I'm saying? We all walk, we walk together, we have fun together, we drunk together, and everything good. And we can do that. You know what I'm saying? We can bump elbows with anybody. You know what I'm saying?
And real quick before we take a break, that was one of the most beautiful things about the military. Yeah,
they force you, like, because if you, like, you'll get kicked out instantly, bro. Mm-hmm. So it creates a whole different type of individual. Mm-hmm. And that's probably why we both like this, like, for the most part, because military, the way they enforce, like, equal opportunity and all, like, sexual harassment, they don't, like, none of that really accepted no more. Nope. Like, it's not accepted no more. It's not accepted. Like, they're very, you get training every year on that, annually training. Yeah. Just to tackle those issues.
Yeah, and then, going back to, when you deploy, all you have is yourself and the people you work with.
Mm-hmm. They may be one of those people that you hated. Now you need them. You got to depend on them.
Shout out to anybody who went to the military. I always told you this, I didn't know till today he was in the military. Shout out to you, brother. Whoever, if you can do that, man, God bless you. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't do it. Personally, I couldn't do it.
Sacrifice. You just gotta be willing. It's a selfless thing. Only a selfless person.
Yeah, and my dad told me not to do it either. So I know if I would have done it, he would have been rolling over in his grave. That's not the main reason, but I knew.
But it was an influence.
I knew, but I have told him, because he fought Vietnam, but he was drafted. He had no choice.
He told you,
know what I'm saying?
That's a different thing.
He had a whole different type of PTSD when it came to that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
someone forced you. Basically, you had no, really.
Yeah, like the dreams you seen in dead presidents that Lorenz tape was happening. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and your father was one of the lucky ones because my grandfather, he all his friends went to the Vietnam War, and only one or two came back. Mm-hmm. And my grandfather was never drafted to go to the war.
Yeah,
so
all my dad friends in the military died.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, he had to carry his man to the base with a bullet in his knee. You know what I'm saying? Like you seeing them decapitate in the private parts. for the now. You know, bro. Like,
I know, bro. I'm just like, we on
that's what
air.
he
You
went
giving the
through.
graphic. You giving
know
the
what I'm
graphics
saying?
right now.
You know what I'm saying? I seen what PTSD can do to somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why
Sleep
he
aid.
thought like that? Like, I got his paranoia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't got as much as he do,
Right.
but I feel it a little bit. And when the
Because
stories
what he
tell
instilled
me,
into you.
yeah, and then thinking back why he did certain things, I'm like, what's because of that? Like, if you see something that's gonna do something to you, that's gonna do something to you. I don't care who you is.
And it lasts a lifetime.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be back in a second.
I gotta go to work, so.
All right, we'll be back. back.
Back.
Yes, sir. Scoop had to go to work, so that's why you see he's missing. Yeah, money was calling.
So this is not good enough for him. Okay.
All right, so I've been posting about this on Instagram, just to show my support with what's going on in Nigeria with the protests and the innocent killing of protesters by a unit that was basically designed to be for the people. Mm-hmm. It's called SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, and basically they was created to defend the citizens against violent crimes like robbery, carjackings, and whatnot. But they're killing innocent people. Now, why that is, I'm still trying to figure that out because, I don't want to misspeak on what's going on, but
because we're not over there, we don't know the whole story. Like that's why I was holding my tongue a little bit because it's always more sides to the story of what's going on and situations that happen. We just seeing the social media aspect of it right now. What we're being shown, and we can only go off of that for right now. So, to get more information.
I think situations like that, when you have whether it's the military or like law enforcement agencies in these in other countries around the world, when you have stuff like that happening, typically it's some form of corruption going on within the government.
I would say this. I would say my opinion, 99.9% of the time where there's poverty, there's a corrupt government. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion. That's a pattern I noticed. I didn't go to no one trying to figure out this information. Yeah. But I just seen that pattern most of the time. It's something wrong with that government. The structure of whoever is in charge of the government at the moment.
Yeah, and I seen a clip, on CNN. It was, I want to say it was a senator speaking. And one of the CNN reporters basically had asked, why isn't this getting more attention from us, the United States? And basically, flat out they said it's not a priority. What? It's not a priority? I mean, we can go into these oil rich, nations and countries and invade and set up shop and basically say, hey, we're in control now. You're going to listen to what we got going on, or else we're going to use force. And a lot of times in our African nations, there is little to no assistance or help with what's going on, because in our government's mind, it's really nothing that they have that will benefit us. Right. Yeah. I mean,
that's how typically business is done. Let's say we see opportunities that are beneficial, and people that like to do business and look forward to business and are very business oriented. So yeah, they kind of seek those opportunities where they know they have some resources that can assist us in our propaganda or what we're what we're going after, our mission, whatever, so and that's why it's I don't know, it's kind of weird though. Like you want to step in a lot of people's stuff, and but then when it's times to really stand up to help, that's where you don't show face,
Yeah, I mean, we can at the drop of a dime, we can go anywhere at any time in the world with our military.
The strongest in the world.
Yeah, the strongest in the world, and I think, you know, we're supposed to be looked at as being the leader amongst, you know, the free world and whatnot, but you know, a lot of times our allies, and this is just like over history, a lot of times our allies, they just sit on their hands and just watch and see what we gonna do before they do anything. And it's like
they get to pick their side.
Yeah, it's like you don't always have to wait for us to make a move first.
Show us something.
Yeah, like show us something. Like if you want to help somebody, go in and help them. You don't gotta wait for Big Brother US to jump out there and
lead the way like a big dog.
Yeah, like it's something I always noticed, like over the years when it comes to like different conflicts and whatnot, is our allies, they always watch from the sideline until we say, hey, you know, hey Japan, hey pitch in, or hey France, pitch in. It's like, nah, y'all gotta wait for us.
Yeah, it'd be what is it, implied thinker.
Yeah, like they take initiative to help out people around the world. You don't gotta wait on us.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of people. They wait till they're called on. Sometimes you just gotta know when your time is to step up and, you know, just be you know, improvise the best you can. You may not have all the tools you need, but you don't need much to win.
Yeah, I mean,
all you need is the foreseeing your victory.
Yeah, you may not have all the tools, but I mean that's what friends are for.
Yeah,
you know, I mean. You're not going to know everything. You're not going to have everything that you need at your disposal. But that's when you make a couple phone calls and, you know, people that you know that have experience with, you know, whatever, they can come help pitch in and whatnot. So, I don't know. It's just kind of one of those frustrating things that I've noticed over the years with our allies. But,
I mean,
it is what it is.
I would say this. One thing I learned, like it's a great book out there called Start With Why by Simon Sinek, and he said before you do anything, you should have a why behind it, like your why. What is your why? And it has to be something that's not, you know, it can't be money. It can't be something that, you know, that's not tangible enough. Your why is something that can keep you going forever and keep you always, you know, motivated no matter what. You know, it's like, so when you put a why in it, most of the time when you do something with your why, like you won't fail because you don't need money, you don't need nothing. You're just doing this genuinely from your heart, and your why is going to show. It's going to show for people that you truly just care and you just want to help people.
Right.
You know, so when you just show people that you just want to help, if you want to put together a police reformation group or whatever, you want to help police, you know, your cities or whatever, if you do it with compassion instead of fear is never a great manipulative. Fear is only going to bring more chaos, like, to us. People think fear is the best way to get through, you know, to people. Psychologically, it's not, because you're doing a lot of damage with that fear, more than you can fix at that point, because it's hard to get back. We get traumatized from fear. Humans are traumatized. You know, we every bit of fear we experienced in our life, every bit of fear, it sticks with us.
You know, and that's why with like certain like charity organizations, you know, when I decide, you know, I want to, you know, give money and help out, I always like to know what my money is for. You know what I'm saying?
I'm big on that because I know they saying they for all this.
Right.
I don't know your why truly. I don't hear you speaking. I don't know who the face is, and I don't know their why. I can't stand by that until I see, you know, the spokesperson and their face and their why and genuinely give it. You can read that their eyes, their body language, everything. You know they're genuine.
Yeah, I mean, I go to the websites and I read, you know, what they're about, what they're contributing to, so that way I know, like, my hard-earned money is definitely going to be used for some good.
For this is what you're claiming. I want to know it's going to this.
Right. Right. You know, and not to somebody's pocket to, you know, splurge on and buy a boat,
make you buy your spouse new stuff, or just buy you things that make you happy.
Right.
That's kind of, I'm gonna be honest. That's one of the issues I have with like the church, like churches.
Oh man.
That's why.
You know what? All right, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. Let's dive into that.
Yeah.
Because I seen somebody post that talking about us blacks, we give churches billions of dollars every year, and we have no idea where that money is going to.
I think we want to.
Well,
accept,
I mean, we know.
I think we want to accept that, like, we're somewhat being forgiven, for all, like, because at the end of the day, all people know they're not all good nor all bad. Mm-hmm. Everybody got good and bad to themselves.
We all sin. We are human beings. Like we're not robots. We're not androids. We're not designed to be a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
We were created to make mistakes. Mm-hmm. That's a part of living your life. You're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
So, and I don't like having this conversation with quote unquote church going people because I'm not gonna say they're
it's
brainwashed.
Hard to get that message across.
It's hard to get the message across because they think, okay, well, I have to live this certain kind of way in order for me to be accepted into the kingdom of heaven, and that's not true. Just be yourself, live your life.
Yeah.
And if you do make a mistake, learn from it and don't repeat it.
Yeah, that's it. You don't just hide yourself, feel like you're paying for that mistake,
right?
But continue to do it. So that's why you keep, giving this money. That's why you got to go back every Sunday because I made another mistake. I did it again. You're tricking yourself to just go throw money when you make mistakes,
right? Rather
than actually learning the lesson. Learn. People, the law of effort sometimes won't allow the human brain to do too much work. Because we're naturally lazy. We don't want to do too much. Like it's like when we feel like we got to put too much thought process in.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, shut down. Let me stop now. Like I don't want to do all that. That's too much. I got to go harder than what I intended. I didn't intend to go this hard.
Yeah. And me knowing what I know now and being older, if I ever decide that I am going to start going back to church, like I'm going to ask, where is this money going to? I know I'm not going to get the answer I'm looking for. I know that.
No, because you ain't talking to the person with the why right then and there. They're going to just tell you, where it's going. You got to talk to the one with the why and look them in the eye, and then you're going to see where it's going.
Yeah. I just like transparency. Like I need to know, and a lot of times I already know I'm not going to get the proper answer that I'm looking for. But more times than not, like I'm
still
asking,
getting information. I'm
asking because I kind of already know what the answer is going to be.
Mm-hmm. You're going because if you think you know already, you're not doing yourself that favor.
You're not doing. Yeah, you're not. Yeah. I never believed that. Someone who's in control of a church, should have so much power and influence over, really what goes on in your life and what they can say about your life. Because, not all pastors are, negative and living a double life. There are some very good pastors out there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Right.
But a lot of people who go to some of these churches and they follow these pastors and they get up in front of these congregations and they speak. How can you have the courage and just the audacity to stand up there and speak in front of these people when once the service is over for the day, you're living a completely different way?
Yeah.
I mean, that really is like the devil's work at hand in human form in like the most egregious way. Besides someone, being a serial killer, murdering people. I don't understand how. I don't know.
I'm gonna put it like
it's unfortunate. I'm gonna
it's
leave
definitely
it at that.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I see myself like this now. And for the person I wanted to be, I focus on building trust in relationships. And in order to do that, for me, I feel the only way to do that is honesty. Be honest with the people I talk to about the things, we're talking about. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can accept that, but be honest. Like, if I don't know, I don't know. I just become one. I don't try to control anything within the universe because I know I don't. So I just be honest. Like, hey, it is what it is. It ain't no win, ain't no loss.
Right. I mean, we barely know outside of the solar system what's going on out there.
Barely.
We barely scratching the surface. Yeah. On what else is out there, So I know. So from a religious standpoint, I don't really like talk about religion, but how can you say you have the answers to what's going on here and what could happen in the afterlife? I mean, it's just you're not there. So how can you speak on it?
You don't know if you ain't seen it.
Right.
Put it like that.
Right.
But that's it for today, though.
Yeah.
Up on that one.
We gonna wrap up on that note. It's a good show. Another good show.
Definitely a good topic, and I think it's something that we can probably get deeper into sometime.
All right. The election is November 3rd. If you have not casted your ballots, go ahead and do so. Be the change you want to see. Please go out and vote. That's it for today's show. This is Spade of Spades podcast. We out. Be safe. Peace.
Peace.